Hi there, my name's Devin, and today I'll be teaching you about light and optics. Today's lesson will be about the index of refraction. The index of refraction is defined as the speed of light in a vacuum divided by the speed of light in a medium. Here we have a small list of indices of refraction. In this lesson, we will utilize indices of refraction of water and glass. The equation for the index of refraction is n equals c over v. The n equals index of refraction, which has no units. C equals the velocity of light in a vacuum, and v equals the velocity of light in a medium. They both have meters per second as units. Before we do the actual problem, let's do an example. The example states that water has an index of refraction of 1.33. What is the speed of light in water? Now let's look at our givens. For n we have 1.33. For c we have 3 times 10 to the 8th meters per second. And we're solving for v. The first thing we do is we plug in our givens, which gives us 1.33 equals 3 times 10 to the 8th over v. Then we switch n with v, which gives us v equals 3 times 10 to the 8th over 1.33. And the answer should be somewhere around 2.25 times 10 to the 9th meters per second. Now it's time for a practice problem. Glass has an index of refraction of 1.52. What is the speed of light in a glass? Our givens for this problem are 1.52 for n, 3 times 10 to the 8th meters per second for c, and we're solving for v. Now we plug in our givens, which gives us 1.52 equals 3 times 10 to the 8th. Now we will swap n and v, which gives us v equals 3 times 10 to the 8th over 1.52. Now we solve for v, which should give us 1.973 times 10 to the 8th meters per second. Now for the second part of the practice question, how far does light travel in glass after 120 seconds? For this part of the question, we will not only be using the answer for part A, but we will also be using the equation for velocity, which is v equals m over s. The first step is to plug in our givens, which gives us 1.973 times 10 to the 8th equals m over 120. Now we swap m and v, which will give us m equals 1.973 times 10 to the 8th times 120. And the resulting answer should be m equals 2.3676 times 10 to the 10th meters. Now let's look back at the practice question. Glass has an index of refraction of 1.52. A. What is the speed of light in glass? The answer should have been 1.973 times 10 to the 8th meters per second. B. How far does light travel in glass after 120 seconds? The answer should have been 2.3676 times 10 to the 10th meters. And congratulations, you now know more about indices of refraction. Great job, I knew you could do it.